This next module is all about marching, and that, after all, is what we're here to do, marching band. So you're going to see videos on how to forward march, on how to backward march, on how to forward and backward march in slides. But the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was actually marching. The number one idea here is to be as tall as possible and to hold your instrument as still as possible so that when you're playing your instrument, you can sound great. The other thing to think about is that when we're doing marching, and for those of you who are freshmen, this will be the first time you've ever heard this, there's something called 8 to 5. Think about a football field. Every 5 yards has a big, huge line down the field because that's what we use in football to determine, first downs and things like that. So if you think about that, 5 yards between the 50-yard line and the 45-yard line, right? We take 8 steps in between those yard lines. And this is just so that when we're learning marching at the very beginning, we understand that we're all going to move exactly the same way. Now, 8 to 5 ends up being 22.5 inches. And everything we do in marching band, in terms of marching and when we're measuring things, has to do with our ankle bones. So if you think about the bone that's right in the middle of your two ankles there, kind of like if this were where your shoe is, right in the middle of that shoe is your ankle bone. And we're going to define everything from that ankle bone. We're going to stand on yard lines with our ankle bones, and we're going to move 8 steps forward, and on that 8th step, that's going to be our right foot again. So I told you this when we talked about mark time. We always start with the left foot. So we're going to do mark, time, mark, together, together, left, right. And then we're going to march forward 8 steps. So our first step's a left foot, left, 2, left, 4, left, 6, left, 8. On that 8th step, it's your right leg, and that ankle bone is going to hit the middle of that yard line, and then you're going to close by bringing your feet back together on that yard line. So that's the point of this entire module, is learning how to move forward 8, or backward 8, or side to side 8, and to actually take the correct step size. There is a way you can do this at home. You can actually measure out 8 to 5. You can actually just measure out 5 yards on your driveway and you use a little piece of chalk, or you can go in the backyard and put a poker chip down and put another poker chip down 5 yards away. It's really easy to figure out. You can do the math on your own. I'm sure that you can Google that if you don't know what a yard is. So watch these videos as Julian explains to you how to forward march, how to backward march, and how to do slides. One other thing, when you see 8 and 4s, what that means is we're going to move 8, hold 4, move 8, hold 4. Good luck.